Sziasztok, Ákos vagyok, és folytatjuk a Dungeon Siege 3 végigjátszását, és akkor most megállítjuk Jeyne Kassynder seregét, hogy ne tudja áttörni, vagy hát már áttörte, akkor segítsünk, ahogy te vagy, Szina. Szépen elsétáltam.
The royalists look like they could use our help.
Fight for Queen Rosalind!
I'm glad you're safe. Look, down there. We held the high ground, but they're pushing us back. My soldiers need your help. You can take the floating platform to the bottom. Thanks to you, we still have our cannons from the swamp. We'll use them to cover you until Roderick signals us all to retreat.
Okay.
Do whatever you can to delay Jeyne's army. We need more time for the vapors to build up at the bottom of the well.
Gyerünk. Segítünk.
Gas, it's a fine stench. It's building up fast.
My Lady Jeyne Kassynder calls me.
Hey, ott a jobb oldalra sem.
Lower your weapons.
Jeyne
Come here to
Kassynder.
talk. I would know who leads my enemy's army. Tell me, why is your face so like my handmaid's? And my own? Why does an Archon stand against her own kind?
You claim to be an Archon too?
My mother was an Archon, yes.
My lady, this woman was one of the legionnaires in Raven's Rill. My life was spared by her word.
Özcan.
Mercy from the Legion? I find that hard to believe. Unless it was some kind of ploy. Violence has always been the Legion's way. Ever since Hugh Montbaron murdered the old king. Did you plan the same for little Queen Mouse?
What did we do to earn your hate? It couldn't have been the death of some distant king.
Some distant king? Yes. He must seem so to you. The old king. The man your legion sought to murder and
Valahogy
displace.
gondoltam most.
He was my father.
And your mother? She was an Archon?
Yes. One of the last of her kind. Granted shelter and solace by my father, the king.
If your father was the old king, then you and Rosalind are family.
By blood, Rosalind is my niece. But I will never call her kin. Her family stood by, content to watch, while I destroyed the Legion and avenged our father. Only then did they turn against me. They raised an army to put me in chains. A mistake, they'd tell you. If they were not all dead.
Rosalind said nothing of this to me. Does she know that she's your niece?
Perhaps she doesn't know, if her family kept it from her. What better way to let a shameful secret die?
If the royal family turned against you, they must have had good reason.
Good reason. Only if you count jealousy and fear. People had begun to whisper that the king had been my father. They were rumors, nothing more. But they worried the rightful heirs. I had no designs upon the throne. Not then. But neither would I go quietly to the noose. They created the very monster they feared.
Rosalind had no part in any of this, so why fight her?
Because Rosalind is weak. She could never rebuild this nation alone. She'll be forced to rely upon others, like your Legion. And you will have power over her. But that is what you want, is it not? I have no need to make such bargains. I am strong enough to rebuild my father's kingdom on my own. And greater powers, not of this world, have shown their favor of me.
We've spoken enough about your father and his kin.
Now you know why I lay claim to this kingdom. I am well within my rights.
If it's true that your mother was an Archon, what brought her to Ebb?
She came to this world with her sisters, seeking the lost gods they once served. She could not have been much different from you, except that she understood who and what she was. And she had her sisters. She was not alone.
Higgyek neki, vagy elhiszed?
What if I take you at your word? Can we negotiate a truce?
What if there is some truth to what she says? Wouldn't hurt to ask Jevonsy, if we get out of this alive.
They need not be killed, my lady. We could offer exile, or...
Not to the Legion. No. I have heard the voices of my mother's lost gods. On this day, they will grant me victory over you and the Pretender Queen. This parley is finished. Remain here, and you will be slain. Try to run, and I will hunt you down. We shall not speak again.
Do you hear that noise? Ah, didn't Phineas say something about a war beast?
De hogy nem. És oh,
Thank you.
Azt. Fényhőrentét, jó, vagyunk.
The war beast lay dead, its fall testament to the might of the 10th Legion. But it seemed a Pyrrhic victory as the Azunite army pushed into the deep well. Hundreds of soldiers poured from the tunnels, easily outnumbering the Royalist forces. You and your allies fled before them. But this was not the defeat it might have seemed. Without the stone stream to refresh it, the air in the deep well was a seething cauldron of explosive gas, awaiting the merest spark. That spark the Royalists were all too happy to provide. The explosion collapsed the well, entombing the Azunites beneath the mountain, and shattering Jeyne Kassynder's hopes of destroying the Queen. Would that Kassynder herself had been buried there, along with her men. But such an end was not her fate.
Hát akkor nem volt.
Jeyne's army is fleeing down the mountain. The woman lives, but we're safe from her. For now.
The victory is yours. We owe the Legion our lives.
I'm told that Jeyne spoke to you. She mentioned the old king, no doubt. And the Legion's role in his murder.
I need to know what really happened. All the facts, no matter how shameful.
We ought to begin more conversations this way.
Jeyne Kassynder spoke the truth, as far as she understands it. The commanders of the Legion did conspire to unseat the old king. The goal was never to murder the old king, only to replace him with his eldest son. But the king resisted, and the matter went awry.
Akkor ezek szerint nem mi akartok
You must
megölni.
understand. My grandfather was a monster. Even his own children despised him.
You say the king was a monster. What had he done?
I do not pretend to understand the man, but by all accounts, he was prone to paranoia, irrational rages. He grew jealous of the Legion. Before long, he started seizing our chapter houses and estates, threatening to disband the Legion altogether. So Montbaron struck first.
We have a friend, an old Legion scout called Odo. Would he have known about the plot?
No. Montbaron told the rank and file nothing, so that they wouldn't share in his guilt. Little good it did them. They all died, innocent or not.
You were one of the Legion commanders. Weren't you part of the plot?
When the plan was put forward by Montbaron, I spoke against it. We had all made a vow to defend the crown, and it seemed to me that our word should be kept. But all the others disagreed. So I abandoned the Legion, left the hall out the door, and never went back. The king was in the wrong, yes. But was treason our only recourse? I thought not.
You were the only one who abandoned the Legion over this?
A good friend followed me into exile. His name was Garin Marcel. We served the royal family as generals during the war with Jeyne. Garin died at the Battle of Drifter's Cross. Phineas is his son.
Phineas has Legion blood? I'd never have guessed. Seems a bit cerebral, doesn't he?
If they didn't mean to harm the king, then why was he slain?
I wasn't there when it happened, but I'm told that the king drew a sword. The man wasn't much of a fighter, more a danger to himself and the Legionnaires. Who knows how he ended up with a blade in his gut? All the parties are long dead, and we shall never learn the truth.
Jeyne told me something else. She said that she was the king's illegitimate daughter.
Ah, the old rumors. I can't say for sure, but I am inclined to believe them.
Jeyne Kassynder shares my blood? What else have you not told me, Lord Devonsey? The woman lost her father. Her family betrayed her. That doesn't excuse what she's done, but at least now I understand. I would ask one more favor of the Legion. Should you meet her again, will you spare Jeyne Kassynder's life?
If she's willing to surrender, I'll let Jeyne live.
Lord Devonsey will surely chastise me for my gentle nature, but I am sure this is the right course. Whatever happens, the Legion has my trust and support.
Will do.
I shall send riders to all the towns and villages that support the Queen with news of our alliance. You have the word of the Royal Court. All Western End will stand united behind the Legion.
Yeah. Bocsánat. Rohadtul vagyunk. Csak mennyi érkező maradt. Így. Ellenes csapás. Jó. Befelsőleg tesz. Szóval bajtársak elegben.
That Kassynder woman is still strong. She'll be back with an even bigger.
Jó, megyünk vissza.
We've come a long way from that filthy swamp, haven't we? You've given us a victory that will be remembered for years to come. Escorting you to the causeway is the least that we can do. Are you ready to go?
Yes, let's head to the causeway.
Jó fej volt. Az elsőben összeérült az a megszóló. Mert fontos lenne a mesterek segíteni. Kell mennyire. Most már jó vagyunk. Én nem úgy értem, hogy meghagyom Jeyne Kassynder életét, ha könnyedi.
We've had rumors of another battle. Is it true? Jeyne Kassynder's army retreating in disarray?
Disarray is too kind a word. I might say panic, or terror instead.
And Rosalind, what did you think of her? Worthy to wear the crown or no?
She has a kind and temperate nature, but I saw some iron underneath. I think she'll make a good queen.
Kind and temperate is a far cry from her grandfather. Perhaps this exile has been a blessing for her family after all. What about our proposal? Does she favor the Legion?
Rosalind agreed to an alliance. She and Devonsey gave their word.
Well done. But that's not all, is it? The news can't all be good.
Jeyne Kassynder is the daughter of the old king. She told me herself. You never knew?
I always thought that was just a rumor. This changes things.
If Jeyne Kassynder is the old king's daughter, then she has a claim to the throne. Probably thinks it's her right.
Better to strike now while she's off balance. Still reeling from her loss of Glitterdale.
Jeyne must have a stronghold, and it's probably well guarded. We need an army of our own.
Stonebridge can field an army of automatons if need be. If we can seal an alliance with them, they might be willing to help us against Jeyne.
Jeyne could be anywhere. Do you know where she's gone?
Jeyne's capital is 5 days' march from here, maybe more. She calls it the Spire. Half cathedral, half fortress, on the summit of a mountain. That's where she'll be. The most impregnable stronghold in Kent.
Would the Meisters really go to war with Jeyne?
Doubtful. No profit in it. And besides, these merchants and bankers are soft.
I agree. Our chances may be slim, but it's still worth a try.
Ja, csinálja. Szételsítve. Viszont a hőstötteket, hogy... Itt ezt akartam. Szóval befolyásom majdnem rohadt nagy. Elsőben is. És... Sőt fogjuk most megcsinálni. Kőhíd városa.
Please do not litter or excrete in alleyways.
Miért kukázni? Sikátorokban nem értem.
Inspect your currency at local markets.
Jó.
Free the Krug! Free the Krug!
Free the Krug!
Tiltakozni.
Ah, half a minute there. You came from the chapter house, did you not? Tell me, is it true? Has the Legion returned?
Only a few of us. But yes, we've reclaimed the old chapter house.
Ha! Let them laugh at me now. Meister Wolf, with his silly dreams of radiant children and prophecies of the Legion's return.
Are any Legionnaires still living in Stonebridge?
I'm sorry, but I'm afraid not. Jeyne and her mobs were quite thorough. That whole affair was a mark of shame upon our city. Be assured that I took no part in that travesty, nor did my father, or anyone else who bears the name Wolf.
You had a dream of a golden-haired child? A boy?
Precisely so. Not a fortnight past. I dreamt that I saw a golden-haired boy standing at my bedside. He bade me get up and follow him.
You saw the radiant youth? Are you descended from the Legion?
Wish I were, but no. My father was a merchant, and his father as well. If I'd had any Legion blood, I dare say I'd have been killed with the rest of them 30 years back.
Tell me the rest of your dream.
The boy led me through the city square, then up to the chapter house gate. Only, it wasn't dark and abandoned, as it's been for so long. It was clean and bright. Lion banners snapping in the breeze. Gates open wide, as if expecting the Legion's return. Then I awoke, and there I was, standing in my underclothes, in the middle of the street, gawking at the ruins of the chapter house. A child's idea of a joke, I dare say. Still, I knew it was more than a dream.
I'm here to address the Meisters. We want to propose an alliance against Jeyne Kassynder.
An alliance? That'll be tricky business. I can force them to give you a hearing, at least. I'll warn you, though, they're scared. Scared of Jeyne Kassynder and her armies. Scared that we'll lose our republic if she takes the city by force. And scared of other things, too.
The Meisters are scared of something else. Something inside the city?
No, forget I spoke of it. The other Meisters will know you've been talking to mad old Wolf with his secrets and conspiracies, and that won't win you any friends on the council.
I'm ready to address the Meisters.
Capital! I shall go on ahead and announce you. We'll await you inside.
Jó. És akkor a következő részben folytatjuk Kenyértől mára. Köszönöm a figyelmet, sziasztok!